Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Welcome to the All Funk No Bunk podcast. My name's Noah. On Instagram, I'm known as the Desert Hippie. My co-host is Nick on Instagram, the Bearded Dabber Reviews. And we have an amazing guest today, an industry titan, if you will, currently. Just super excited to have her. We have Lela from Srene. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Happy to be here with you guys.
Super excited.
Dabbing the good stuff.
Yes, starting out with some Fruity Pebs from Srene. I really love what you guys do with your concentrate, that's for sure.
Thank you. It's doing so good for being so new, too. I'm really proud of us.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, it's not like I remember, buying this 7 years ago or anything like that. But it's amazing. I mean...
And it's got a huge following already. And I heard, and I haven't been able to find it online because I've looked, that you guys won an award already, too.
Yes, we did. Yes.
All right.
I know we're still growing. We're still, we're really, we've been getting we're really organic in our growth. So we won the Jack Herrera this year for the Sequoia Sherbet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, that's some tasty shit, though.
That is, honestly, that's one of my favorite ones that we've had, to date. The Fruity Pebbles is actually, okay, I think that's going to, wave a war this year on it,
I think so, too.
Personally, because, this one right here, I think is the one that has, yes, okay, I brought this one for a reason.
All right, okay.
Special.
But this one has limonene, osmine, linalool. So it's, with that terp profile, it's kind of, it's bringing some more back. I like it. It's been, I like this one a lot. But we went to Jack Herrera. It was really exciting. We went it last year, too, before that for, I believe, I can't remember. But we went it twice now, so... We're coming back this year with more strains, too. We're on a pheno hunt, so...
I know, I'm hella excited about that, honestly. You have no idea. I literally tell people that at work. I'm like, so this is what we got now. But sooner or later, it's possible we could have several other things in here.
That is very true. That's very true. Actually, we are working on some new things, right now.
Ooh.
So, yes, they're in development. What? We've been proofing some things. Yep.
Oh, how long do you think until we start to see some new stuff? Then?
So I will say we are dropping close to 4 strains. At least I think in the next month and a half.
Real soon.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah, 15 days. So we do our cure process,
right. Of course.
So we have one of our batches just went in, so about 15 days out. We'll have testing, and then it'll be able to be out. I would say probably in 20 days.
Okay.
So we have we've rolled out ice cream cake. We have Leroy TK coming.
Oh my
gosh,
I'm so pumped about
that.
It's gotta be purple.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh.
It's
I'm
seriously.
so
wait till you guys.
that.
Okay, seriously, give us a follow on Instagram.
We have
a whole roll of stuff that we have coming out right now.
Okay.
But yeah, you know how we are. We focus on terpenes, so
yeah.
they're so beautiful. Tropicana Cookies is going to be coming for live resin.
Okay.
Yes, and it smells like cherries, you guys. I was in the trim room. Yes, it was amazing.
That heat.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Seriously, when you walk in, it's just to your face. It was amazing. So stay tuned. We have some new stuff coming down the pipe. Yeah, some really good stuff coming.
And right off the bat, I really wanted to make a comment on this limonene, osmine, linalool, because there's so much osmine in here.
I know, my favorite.
I love
I'm so happy
it.
with it.
And I love that it's not myrcene.
No,
to be honest.
Same, exactly.
Yeah, a lot of people love myrcene, and I get it, but it's just so common that I find it boring now almost.
I know, it is.
I
think it's one of those monoterpenes. It's available to us and everything.
Right.
I know what it does for our bodies. I love the synergistic aspects. I love
absolutely.
I'm an intentional smoker, so I do love it for its purposes.
Absolutely, but
totally
for the connoisseur side of things, I think is where we're really talking about it.
Yeah, exactly.
For
it's just
flavor too.
Yeah.
Myrcene's not necessarily my favorite flavor either.
No, same.
And again, I just feel like it's kind of played out with the flavor that whereas osmine is just
tasty.
Osmine's popping right now.
So popping.
Awesome osmine.
Awesome
Seriously,
osmine.
always
Love
with
that.
it.
For sure. Yeah, I'm definitely all over the linalool too. Non-stop.
Oh yeah, that's
non-stop.
That's my trifecta right there. Honestly, that's why I brought that one.
That's
when I get linalool, limonene, and osmine like that together, it is exactly my harmony.
Yeah,
that's what we're all looking for, right?
No, I feel that. Totally.
We're looking for that harmony. So
everyone talks about I love indicas or I love sativas, and I always feel like. Why?
Why?
Unless you're talking about the way it looks.
Right.
I don't see why you'd be like, Like, if you're like, oh, I like the way the indica plants look, that makes sense.
That's
You know what I'm
cool.
saying?
Wait,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
That's cool.
That's cool because that's true how they grow,
Yeah.
right? Like
But,
they do
like,
have, like they genetically have like that cool growth. Like
All of
yeah,
it has
no.
its place. All of it has its place and time, and it just depends on where you're at.
Exactly. Or terpenes, like they just change how they're paired too. Like our XJ13 concentrate.
Okay.
Like before we transitioned to this style, like our packaging and everything.
Right.
Like, our first run on it. The XJ though, oh my gosh, it was like loaded with terpenoline. It was
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it was close to like we had like 30. I think there were some actually got up to like 50 milligrams too. Like this lime union got to.
Dang.
Shout out to Pure Tonic as well because they've been. We have a great partnership with them, and they really done an awesome job with being able to like bring this to life with us too, for taking our flower and being
It's
able
so
to create this
good.
magic.
Well, and the diamond
It's so good. That's
production.
what I'm
on
saying.
these
I know.
fucking
I mean,
things, man.
the look, the smell, I mean, the consistency, it's dead on every time, too. Because
is.
consistency makes a huge deal for me, too, because
Oh,
I
yeah.
hate buying a gram of something and then turning around getting the exact same gram, like, the next day, and then
Yeah.
it being, like, totally different, and you're just like, this... Are we sure this was the same
I-
run? Like, I'm, like, looking at, like, lot numbers and shit. Like, is this, like...
Yeah,
I'm
bring
like,
out the
where
lot
the hell did
numbers.
this
Same.
come from? Like...
Same. What are you about to warm up over there?
I have strawberry punch in here.
Oh my
that I had
gosh.
left over from earlier, so I'm just gonna finish it so I can put something better,
I
something
feel-
else in there.
I'm
get
such
fresh.
a cheesy person, but like truly the strawberry punch punches. Like
Okay.
we were talking about making this across, and I was just like, okay, well, that's going to. I was like, it's going to punch.
It's going
like,
to hit.
I mean, and the flower is like, I will say, I love that one because it's a strawberry cough with our banner OG. Like we
Right,
crossed
right.
that, right? So it's the OG definitely dominates in this
Oh,
strain.
yeah,
I
with
feel,
that.
I definitely feel that
I
there.
agree.
Like
I
you
agree.
get like a strong. You have there's definitely that berry note, but it's a chem. It's like a gassy
It's
chem type
funkier
of note.
for
Yeah.
sure. Chemicals for
Yeah,
sure. Like,
exactly.
But not
Ain't
like
nothing wrong with that.
the right kind of chemicals, by the way, for anyone listening.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly, yes. Like our cartridges.
Yes.
Saltless cartridges, that's our focus.
God.
I think
Trying to
it's
bring this
hilarious that you say chemical. Someone's gonna watch this and be like, "Who in the hell would want to smoke something with chemicals in it? Like what?"
Wow.
Chem dog people, think chem dog.
I was like, you had two different perspectives right
Yeah.
now. You have the stoner side that's like, oh, that's so chem.
That's
And then you have like
amazing.
the other like, wait, what is
Why
he
are
doing
you
right
smoking
here?
chemicals?
And honestly, that's why I think there's people like you guys, also like us, like that's why we're in this industry though, to kind of bridge that gap.
Oh,
right?
100%,
I think that's
yeah.
a conversation that all of us are always having
That's-
is about
yeah.
being able to like. I love having that conversation with our elderly like
Oh.
community as far as like in the cannabis community because I'm like
They need it the most.
They hear us like too, but I hear them too. Like where they're telling us like the OG's days. I'm like, yeah, give it to me because we
yeah,
wouldn't be here
right.
without that.
Oh, yeah,
like,
for sure.
right?
Oh, for
like,
sure.
like, seriously, we would not be. I love. Like, I had one of my anthropology professors come up and to me in the middle when I was over at the dispensary. We're talking about cannabis and talking about just like that community. It was really funny, and she was
That's
just, like giving
sick.
it to me. I'm like, this is and telling me just like she goes, you either had the Mexican weed or you had the Colombo, and I'm like, yeah,
That
like
good
okay,
shit,
see that good
yeah.
shit. And she's like, yeah, and she said the Colombo was the good stuff for a while. I was
See,
like,
that's so cool.
just getting to hear that stuff though, how we got here, like, because like look how lucky we are.
Oh, I think
Like,
Oh
one
my
of the
God.
biggest
You know, like, to have
things
this?
in our
Yeah, it's
industry
amazing.
is that a lot of people forget where we come from. We come from rebels and rebellion and activism
Right.
and
Exactly.
fighting social norms and
And this culture is something different than what people make it to be.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god, it's
Yeah.
totally different. It's
it's
I mean,
heat.
people. I'm pretty sure people expect, and I see it a lot because I'm at the front desk a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of like new customers walk in for their first time and stuff, and a lot of like the older people too.
Yeah.
And they walk in, and I think when they, especially like even looking at me, I got like a beard and a couple tattoos and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you walk in, you see me. And you're like, I'm at the weed store.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The weed shop.
Weed
And they
shop.
walk in and they give me this look like, is it cool if I come in here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like, am I
There's
allowed?
always a
and
pause.
it's like, I know, and it's like, I mean, yeah, it's like, that's what it's for, you know? Like,
Yeah. Yep.
come in here, get high. We are all nice. No one here is going to give you, like, some shit or, you know what I mean? No one's going to make
No.
fun of you for, no one's going to be rude. There's not, like, a bunch of, like, although I have been in some Cali dispensaries. You know what I'm saying? Where you walk
I
in
agree,
and
yeah.
it seems like there's a lot of thugs just hanging out. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, am I allowed to be here?
Right, is this okay right now? That's what Nevada's done really well, honestly, though, is, like, we have such an amazing, like, I love, coming, like, I grew up in, like, a couple different places, too, and then, like, you know, just have, like, people from everywhere, so you guys probably do, too, like, where they're asking us, like, hey, like, what's it like out there? But I get such great feedback from people that come to Nevada and, like, how we function here, too.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You know, especially
Absolutely.
shout out to Northern Nevada, because we kill it up
Killing
here.
it.
It's true.
Oh,
Our
it's nuts.
experience,
Yeah.
guys, like, that's the number one thing that I heard, actually, from, like, I was out in Fallon yesterday at Green Cross Pharmacy, and, like, they're the only medical dispensary in Nevada, like, still, that's only medical.
Oh, that's pure. Okay.
Right, and they had, like, we were just talking to a customer there that was from Vegas, and he was just talking about how here he feels like he gets to just take his time, really, which, you know, Vegas is an awesome animal, too, but it just is a different structure. In Northern Nevada, we got that cool touch, you know, I really like that we have, like, I think our culture
feel like
still stays
we're
intact here, too.
and it's not definitely not an attack on anyone. It's just different, like.
Right, no,
culture,
just, it's different cultures, because I love Vegas, too, actually. Like, it's like,
and that's
I love
the
going back
touristy
and forth.
culture
Yeah.
more than anything. I mean, they get like 5 million people in tourism at least or something, like, or more.
Actually, somebody told me yesterday they see 250,000 a week.
That's crazy.
Basically, the same population of what is in Reno.
Right.
They have rotate in and out of Vegas.
Right.
Like,
That is
kudos to you guys. Seriously, that
That
is
is
a whole other
nuts.
game.
Yeah.
Like, you guys have to hustle down there, which is awesome.
That's
I've
way more
heard.
volume.
I've
Yeah.
heard from some of the stores down there that are, especially the ones that are like, you know, open all day and all night
I
or whatever.
know, isn't that
Like
crazy?
they'll do like, you know, 4,000 people in a day or whatever. That's a lot of fucking people to go
That's
through.
a lot of people. You
And
know,
don't get
that's
me
a lot of
wrong.
good medicine out in the world, too.
Fucking
You know,
hell
honestly.
yeah.
I think,
Absolutely.
I think all cannabis is, you know.
I think that's one of the cool parts about Vegas, though, and that their culture is that way, is that they're one of the main meccas right now, in my opinion, for, like, allowing other people to get weed, essentially.
people that can't get it in their home states.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Really, it's a really easy place to go get it.
And
You
I
know
think
what I mean?
it's beautiful. Also, if you think about it, it's so beautiful because people are spreading their experience. They come here.
They
and
go back
and
home.
they take
yeah.
it
They go
elsewhere.
here.
Yes.
And honestly,
Yes.
I'm gonna tie that into like the wonderful thing that we all are a part of too is normal. Like that's like I feel like that's like every interaction people have with cannabis. Like to me, I take it really like serious. I'm like,
Oh, absolutely.
you know, like as a bud tender, I took it very serious. I'm like, I'm gonna make sure that they have a good experience. You know, so I keep it real. Like I keep it real. Like, and it's fun. It's light. Like you're buying cannabis. Like this is supposed to be lighthearted.
Yeah, it's
but I also
great.
love
It's
the
supposed
opportunity.
to be fun.
Right.
But it's
like,
also supposed to be informational.
right. Like this is
Beneficial
also
to
like
you.
beneficial to
Beneficial.
us.
There we
Right.
go.
Like even like your recreational use is medicinal. Like think on that.
Most people don't realize that,
No,
but it's so
but
true.
yeah, it's so true.
Yeah,
Mental
most people
health as
don't
well.
realize, that how important it is just to make sure you take your breaks and to, you know what I mean, and to take a vacation sometimes and to, you know what I mean. People don't really realize that, and I think weed is a really good way to take like your
Cannabis,
your
10-minute
mini vacations throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? To
that
kind of
me
like take a
time.
break.
Yes.
Because like me
Yes.
personally, my mind runs a lot, like all day long. My mind is
too.
always running. So when
And
I
a little
find a
hole.
good strain that like
Slows
really
it all
can
down.
kind of like shut that voice up for a while, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that's
Turn
really
it
what I
off.
need. Yeah. Just to relax, hang out. That's why I'm usually on such a like the heavier side of like strains and stuff too, because
Yeah.
I'd really just like to be like, you know, sat down, and it's really nice to
And that's why I
finally
like the
get
Fruity
that.
Pebbles.
Yeah.
Is I feel like it sets that mind space. It's that anti-anxiety, happy, like mellow mind space.
What do you think
for
of the?
me.
Okay, so I heard somebody tell me, and I always like all of us probably. I'm always reading on terpenes. So Osamine is a new one that we're like really getting. You know, that's starting to make a new presence. So
Right.
she's probably starting to get more research and
Right.
more things are coming out. Right. So recently I heard somebody say, I didn't get to confirm this, but that it is a sativa terpene. So. But it's also pain relieving, so I'm like, yeah. I think that we just can't. I don't even think that we should
We should-
claim
I just
it
hate-
as sativa, or I don't think
I
we
just
should
hate
even put
the
it as.
indica
Why
hybrid
would we
sativa.
Me too. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah,
I
why
think
would
we
we
should
label
leave it.
terpenes
Yeah.
as
Because it's
indica
not
or
that.
sativa?
Yeah,
They're
right.
not.
It's not.
Yeah.
Because it takes me back to the XJ. Like I literally get glued. Like me and
That's a lot of terpenoline.
one of my owners, like we were talking about that. Like we were literally saying like terpenoline. I was like, I get stupid. I'm velcroed. Like
But a lot of people put that in
Sativa.
sativa.
It's a
sativa
category.
terpene.
right.
Yeah.
And like I guess you could
And
say
it's
like
like-
when I have like if you pair. But see now here you go on project.
man,
Bed,
y'all are gonna
like,
get me
with
That's what I'm saying.
started on
It's all
stuff.
about pairing.
Right. Right,
Yeah.
entourage effect.
That's what I'm saying,
If you do it right, then you have
Depends on what else you have in
right,
there.
exactly.
Okay, so my biggest thing with this whole conversation is, first of all, indica, sativa, and hybrid is bullshit. The three of us
I
know
literally
that.
it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
I'm going to tell you why real fast. It's because it's the way the plant grows, not the effect it gives you. If it grows short and bushy, it's an indica because it just did that in its climate. It has nothing to do with the effect on you.
Yeah,
No,
it's more
nothing
about
to do
where
with
the
it.
strains came
Exactly.
from and their
Right.
Right.
yeah, their ancestors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
On to terpenes. I
Yeah.
love terpenes so much, and I think that they are a big part of our medicinal research, and I think they are the most important thing, that we're currently looking at. But I think that individually, each terpene, we have no idea what it really does, and I don't think it necessarily matters because we have no idea what 31 milligrams of limonene, how it interacts with linalool at 11.5 milligrams.
Right, there's no system for us to like break that down to.
Exactly.
At this point.
The way they
There's
actually
nothing.
hit each other.
No.
Like, we get, I think, mostly from experience.
Yeah,
As
anecdotally,
and
yeah, we
seeing
can. Yeah.
people
Right,
do
right.
things, we have a really
And it can
good
change
idea.
from batch to batch, which is
And
also
it can change from person to person.
You're right.
You
Exactly.
can have the exact. Me and you can take the
yes.
same dab
Yes.
and out of the same jar at the same time of day and have two different effects.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And honestly, that's also why I will say, I love you, and I love you guys. I love the feedback that I get from you guys, because you're honest like me. You know, as a bud tender, I was really always honest about my product.
Fuck
I
yeah.
still am now too. Like whether it's from my company or to other companies, I'm just really straightforward
Absolutely.
about
If
what I'm
something
doing.
sucks, it sucks.
Right, and also how
Yeah.
it changes where I'll just be like, you know, we had one batch of Fruity Pebbles, and I was like, wow, this was like a lot different.
Right.
Like this batch came out, or we had Apple
There was
Jacks.
one that was
was
a
a
lot
good one
different,
too.
yeah.
Like that first batch that we had came out with completely different set of terps. But here's like another. I'm gonna give you guys insight too to like what I've learned
please.
coming into the grow side.
Yeah.
I'm looking to learn.
We do things different on our grow too. Is that every grow is so. That's why it's beautiful too about this. This beautiful network is like that. Everybody's so different what they do. But we have. So you guys know we focus on terpenes. Like we love nurturing the plant that way. And we're very natural. So one thing that I've learned is in our grow though we also grow so many different strains in like our facility in our big room, right? Well, it's also like through each stage we learn this plant even more. We collect so much data
sure.
while we're
Yeah,
also
okay,
watching.
yeah.
Sure.
Everybody over there is so
That makes
intentional.
sense.
Like I work for such an amazing team.
That's
like,
so exciting.
They all. I mean, everything you guys from seed to end to how they're packaging it, what buds they're putting into those that you guys are receiving. We really do care about what we're doing over there.
Yeah, that's
So it's really
amazing,
beautiful
yeah.
to watch every stage of it and to
that's
say,
great.
wow, every person cares they're on our
It's
team.
just so exciting. It's so exciting to hear.
that's-
So it actually like kind of leads me into a question because I've heard you talk about your company so much. Like
Love
you
them.
love your company and you've
Yeah.
talked about them being a very like forward thinking company.
100%.
And I just would like you to kind of elaborate on that. Like because I think the cannabis industry, we have an opportunity, and I've heard it so much, from other people to do things better and different. And why do you think your company's doing that?
So, honestly, like from start, it's honestly from our leadership. It starts from the top. I work for like our owners and our team above that is like, they're really smart, you guys. They've been in this industry for such a long time.
Okay.
I mean, we're talking over from Cali days,
You're right.
and we have
Yeah, for
some
sure.
of those.
Old school.
We're old school. We have some amazing genetics and. What goes into that? Into like yes,
Genetics is
honestly, the
huge,
wheelhouse
too.
that we've been
Yeah.
bringing into, like it's what goes into that though, is a lot of care. We specially pick it. We travel for that. We make sure that we are getting what we want.
That's so cool.
Our owners were forward thinking from the jump. Like, I mean, they were really getting on the ground and like seeing things differently before they even got here.
Taking some risks and
Our facility now is we started out in 2017. It was an old abandoned warehouse.
Okay.
It was right there in the community of Verdi. So we took that, renovated it, built what we have now. So we have 40,000 square feet built out right now, but we have 100,000 square feet.
So you
is
took
available
it
to
just
us.
totally abandoned, useless warehouse and made it fully
And built it
functional and
completely
made
up.
jobs.
Yes.
Cool.
Completely.
Awesome.
It's amazing.
And we source things locally as well. Our packaging we use Danographic packaging. They're such an amazing company too.
It's
They are
beautiful.
family locally owned.
Oh yeah,
It is.
that
I mean-
is gorgeous. That is great.
This right here.
I love this.
And guys, this is recyclable. It's made from recyclable material and it is recyclable.
You
So-
have no idea
How huge that is.
often on my Instagram, that's my number one complaint with cannabis companies. Like every time I do a review on something, and I'm like, this is literally like a 10 out of 10 on like flavor and
All
my
this other
high
stuff,
and everything.
yeah.
But like I can't give it a 10 out of 10 because there was like 17 plastic bags involved in this, and I just can't do it. It makes me feel bad. I'm like, ugh. Like, this was so good, but am I sure I'm going to continue to buy from a company that's willing to use this much plastic on their products every day?
And then
like,
also think about it. So, and this is like, see, I'm learning. This is like, I love learning. So this is also why my company is awesome. We try to recycle as many boxes as we can.
Okay.
Like right there in-house. I mean, we try to limit as much as we can because we watch it every day and every one of us is conscious about it, of like what it takes. Like, so when we order, so think about those bags that they're ordering, you guys, they ordered it from another company. They shipped it to them inside of packaging. Right? So then they took their packaging out of packaging to then package their product.
And then put it into a bigger box so that they can ship it to us. Yeah.
So then you're just like, right. And then think about it, if that company is kind of just like trying to move through quickly, what if they're using, you can reuse those boxes.
Oh, right.
Right?
Yeah,
like we can reuse those boxes if they send something to us, and there's nothing wrong with that.
But do they?
Yeah.
But do we?
Right.
Does everybody do that?
Right.
No, I don't think so.
I doubt
But honestly,
it.
in our company, I love it. We're always, you know what? I have our inventory guy coming up to me, and he's just like, hey, you know what? Like, you know what? You got extra boxes up here because I have swag boxes, right? So shirts from all of our shirts. You know, you guys are one of our shirts right there.
Yeah, for sure.
So really
Love
awesome.
These.
Sacred geometry, something that goes into that.
So great.
Everything we do is really intentional. Also, why we're just really forward thinking. Like we want to really help like show people that this is a lifestyle. So. Reduce, reuse, recycle. That's what we start this. We're in the cannabis industry. We're in a green industry.
Y'all are like Captain Planet.
We're working.
We're like
for as much as we can, like within the regulation. That's again another thing.
Within regulations.
Within our
too,
regulations, like
right.
Regulations limit us. Honestly,
sure.
they keep us from recycling. They keep us from being able to take our cartridges and be able to like.
That's why glass jars are such a thing. Everyone wants them, and I get it because they're awesome. It's
definitely the way to do it.
No one will recycle them.
No, and honestly, like not like that, but even glass isn't that easy to recycle. So like that's like it really takes people being honestly, people want to call it out, but we don't want to be accountable. Right. So I kind of say I want to make this sick. I'm gonna kind of this is a call to action. Like I want to make this a thing though. When they come into a dispensary, we should have an awesome thing. It's not forced for them to sign up. It says cannabis waste. Like if you're gonna be a part of it. Like if you see cannabis waste, you're gonna take action and you're gonna pick that up. I recently had somebody tell me that, like, when they signed on with their company, that was something that they had. There was an awesome pledge that you could sign. And that just, like, it just is another thing to kind of keep you accountable. Because, like, I call it out all the time. And honestly, I caught myself before where I was just like, oh, God, those bags. And I'm just like, okay, Lela, we'll go over there and pick up the bag.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, so you know what, though? Now, like, we walk our dogs around our park and we pick up all the bags because, cool. But then here's another thing. The state doesn't like us reusing bags, right? So if I found all those bags, or if I save my bags and I bring them in, can they reuse them? No. Well, can the recycling center, like, it just is like this,
it's just weird.
It's just this weird thing. We have there's no.
And then that ties into we just need legalization.
We do,
people.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't vote for Joe Biden, people. Moving on.
Smoke your vote. Yeah, honestly, like, but make it a priority. That's the thing. It doesn't matter where you sit. Just make it a priority to, like, really. I think that's my biggest plea too. Not even just for cannabis, but in general, educate yourself. Like,
absolutely.
I know it's like
in general, yes.
In general,
especially our generation.
Please, people, you have. Like, every single one of you, almost every single one of you has a smartphone in your pocket. If you could just pull it up and just take a minute to learn a little about,
Well, and for real, it's so easy to register to vote. It took me less than 5 minutes.
Yo, you can do it on Instagram. And I did mine on Facebook, yo.
It's a swipe up, and then honestly, if you're like me, I'm like I don't have time, so I literally have all my information.
That auto load.
The auto load.
Autofill.
Honestly, guess what? They already know my information anyway, so I'm gonna save it in my phone. Fuck it. So literally, I'm like, okay, information's in there, done. And guess what? This year, because I live in Nevada, but I'm still as a student, I'm still in California as well.
Of course, yeah.
So I actually have to either drive back home to go vote. But guess what, guys? You can vote by the mail. We forget about that. But guess what? That's what I'm going to be doing.
That makes sense. There's always a way.
There really is always a way. People are willing to drive you. And honestly, there's small communities.
Oh my gosh,
there's so much people. I will say that's actually. I'm gonna not call out, but just highlight. There's some communities that just have they've had the same mayor for 26 years.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's times
That's
like where
that's something I'm
they
just
don't want
getting into
anything
is
to grow.
city council
And understanding, right?
Yeah,
and understanding
I'm
how that's
trying to-
operating.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, guess what? That's happening even because in our small communities, we're not really like. We don't know when we don't know when our town hall meetings are happening.
I've lived in
they're not
Gardnerville
publicizing them because they don't
my
want us to
whole
know.
life, and I have no fucking idea.
All right, how it operates or anything.
None. And I have just made it a priority in my life.
They should teach us that in high school.
Oh,
they should teach us that.
100%.
I think
That should be
they
mandatory.
teach us like about big federal, state government, right? But teach us about
What
that's
we
not
can
where change
affect.
starts.
Yeah.
Show me what I can change in my community, what I face every single day. That's what I started to kind of like realize. I was like, oh well, this is like what we're looking at.
No, absolutely.
100%.
Like, and you have to. That's where it starts to change. Honestly, getting involved with normal opened my eyes even more to that. Where and I started having
Same.
that understanding. So I'm like, okay, that's how you
Yeah,
influence
normal's helped
change.
me with that too, for sure.
Yeah, it's always been one
the
of my biggest
day-to-day.
things is that it's so easy to forget in a state that has legal cannabis that it's not legal everywhere.
Oh, it's super easy to forget. I act like it's. I act personally. I assume that weed, like, you can get that anywhere.
I know.
Like the way
seriously
like if I
though.
went somewhere and they didn't have weed, I think I'd be surprised. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't think I would even realize it till I like got there and landed. I'd be like, oh, we're going to vacation, like New Orleans or something. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Show up and be like,
oh my gosh,
shit, there's no weed here. I totally
my
forgot.
gosh.
You can't just. I'm like searching my phone for a dispensary
Right,
that doesn't
like,
exist.
we
You know what I
maps,
mean?
where are
Yeah.
you?
What the hell? Yeah.
For
sure.
I cannot. That's the thing too. Like that's why my lifestyle, like I share it abundantly. I'm like, nope, I'm gonna be honest. Like this is my consumption. Like I know I'm careful because
Same,
like we're under those limits, of our social media.
And I
like,
love that
guidelines.
Srene lets you
but
do that too. They're very like accepting of who you are. It seems like
they are, but they also help. They help grow me. But like like we had our we had that event. Like we have our after hours, like our after dark series. Like we had that party, and it was really great because like we want to show people socializing and how amazing it is. It was so zen, you guys. We had security there, and they honestly gave us told us like everybody was like, we don't even need to be here.
like why are we
Why
out?
are we
and
out?
about?
Why are we even? It was honestly everybody was just so chill. It came in, what's up, man? Like like that's what cannabis does.
That's
So it brings
always
us together.
the way it is.
It brings us together, and that's like they're very accepting of who I am. But that's also because like they want people to like. That's like we were talking about myrcene, right? Tie back into like one of our products. We have our black boxes. Those ones are our effects-based. That's our take on effects-based cannabis. We have taken out myrcene. It's still a full spectrum extract, but we have blended certain terpenes together. And taken out myrcene. So what that does is allow people to have more control. A super sativa without that actual rush, though. Because I don't know. I think you've tried it, but there's like our afternoon delight and the pregame. Both of them are very euphoric and like very happy, but there's no myrcene, so you're not gonna have that side effect of like that heaviness or
the kick.
It is
Because I've got
That's the head rush that I get that I don't like.
I know.
Yeah.
So,
Because
I've got a weird thing
like
with
that.
myrcene too, to be honest. Like just in how we like talk about myrcene, because I can't decide whether or not it's a pure sedative or whether or not it lowers our blood-brain barrier enough to hit us, makes the THC hit us so hard.
I honestly think it just has to do with what it's paired with, like everything else. I think it totally just comes down to what you use it with.
That's fair.
Because
That's fair.
I think that it just, to me, it feels like it just amplifies kind of everything else that is in there with it. So if you have something that's like a super sativa and you add myrcene, it's going to get way more, you know what I mean? And if you have an indica, like the other terpenes that are way more sedative, you know what I'm saying, and way more relaxing, and then you add myrcene, it's going to be even more relaxing. And so I think it just depends on how, you know what I mean, we put it together. But honestly, it can be a really good thing and a really uncomfortable thing if you don't use it the right way for yourself.
Yeah,
right?
like that's like me. Like I've tried to I was getting ready to go for a run and I hit my XJ and I was like, oh, I can't. I honestly was just like, oh
like,
no,
shit.
Oh,
no,
I'm like, we're not doing that. Like
this isn't happening now. Yeah.
I was gonna go ahead. I was like, we're gonna watch TV.
We're gonna watch.
I was like, we're just gonna
Let's go
watch
relax
TV.
for a second. Yeah.
Okay, like we'll come back to that. Like honestly, and that one hit me hard. So I was like, everybody's terpenes hit them differently too. So that's another thing too. That's why I try to tell people. That's why I love our table too. Like we do the terpene bar because I tell people, I'm like, here, like help yourself.
That is really
familiarize yourself with these terpenes. Like, learn what they are. Because I do have some ignorant people too. Like where they're just like, oh, is that bad stuff you guys put in there? And I'm like. I've actually kind of been like, well, no, sir.
Right.
I was like, actually, these are consumed in your fruit. I was like, it does. I was like, I love that challenge, honestly.
You literally consume all of these things in so many other ways you don't realize.
Literally. really?
Yeah.
People are like, is this cologne? I was like, you find terpenes in your cologne.
Oh, and
I'm like, I was
not
like,
to
and
like,
it's like,
and not to call anyone out or make them feel dumb or anything, but even like my own
it's just
father
a chance to educate.
has a really hard time grasping the fact that like CBD isn't like if you take a pure CBD tincture, right? Not like full spectrum or anything, like a CBD isolate. You know what I mean? That you, I shouldn't say can't. I hate saying can't, but you essentially can't get THC in your system that way. It's an isolate. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it's made for. And still thinks that if he has a CBD isolate, that he might get piss tested at his job because he does, and he might lose his job.
Oh, I get you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, but people don't really understand. People really don't understand like the science behind things. You know what I'm saying?
No, like with their tests, like what they're actually testing for, and like why they do the tests the way they do them.
For sure.
It's like, they tested this level because you already actually create THC in your body on its own, so they have to put it at a certain number. Before that, anyway, they have it like I believe it's like 5,000 micro. It's like really.
The limiters.
They already have it like for for that P test. They already have a certain number in there because you do produce it in your body. Mm-hmm. And then and then there's delta 9 THC that gets into like what they're actually looking for.
Right.
Like CBD has so many uses, but I think we limit it with isolate personally. I think isolate has its purposes. I think isolate has its place.
It has a place, absolutely.
Yeah,
I think we just.
Ruin it, boys.
He's okay. He'll stop.
YouTube.
You guys see is a trash man?
How dare the mailman show up at our house?
How dare the
How dare
mailman
them?
have
He's
a job?
How dare them? How dare them? No, but we totally do. Like we just limit ourselves when we take away from the full spectrum or like a whole
absolutely.
plant.
I think if you do,
Absolutely.
and honestly, in my opinion, if you're, taking out really anything from the cannabis plant, to me, it's all really about the whole
the
thing.
whole thing, the whole plant.
All of it
extract.
has its place and its job and its benefits.
Yeah.
All of it does.
Yeah, I agree.
There's
No,
you shouldn't-
absolutely.
To me, there's no
100%.
reason really to take much out.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
me
saying?
too. No,
Like-
I know that's honestly. I'm very picky about my products. Honestly,
So on
Yeah.
that, what's your favorite extraction process?
live rosin. I love rosin.
All right.
I would love to see Nevada get more rosin.
Oh,
I miss
it's
Cali.
ridiculous around here.
I know. Honestly,
Oh,
it's really.
you
It's
can't
honestly,
find any water hash around
the
here.
More
You can't-
solvent,
It's just expensive.
It is the solventless, the better. Honestly,
Solventless, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like
Absolutely.
we are getting our prices down. I'm seeing
fair.
some
It's-
things coming
it's
down.
slowly.
Cartridges are coming down a bunch.
They are. They're
all
coming
of a
down.
sudden.
They're coming
Yeah.
down a bunch. So that's really good. But I want to see more live. I would love to see more rosin. But like live rosin is like that's
absolutely.
my favorite. Like seriously, like
Absolutely.
oh gosh, like there's like 710. Oh gosh, love you guys.
710. I
God.
can't believe that you
So
like
good.
710 like that, because I lived in Colorado for a while and I was literally all about 710.
710.
That is
Oh, yeah.
the shit.
They have magic. They make magic.
That is,
Yeah.
I don't know, like I scroll through their Instagram and I do not understand.
Same.
I'm like,
I don't
how
understand.
did
I know.
you make
Isn't
this? This
they
is
have like their
amazing.
braids. They have like their braids and stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm just like,
this is
it's-
great.
God, yeah,
So,
I
because I've
love it.
talked to some people that are like doing, like they are producing some live rosin, but what do you think it's going to take? Just more competition on the live rosin for those prices
I
to
think
come
that
down?
no,
Or
I
what do
think
you
it takes the price of flour to go down.
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
it's like in,
I
think
no,
of
I
like
think
Washington.
The cost
You know what I mean?
of flour has come. I think we've met in the market. I think we see that coming down. I think where we're looking for it is it's the process, the demand. It's
that's fair.
and honestly, but it's.
I feel like the demands. I get asked this question.
I think
all the
we have
time
a hard
at work.
time, and we have a lot of heart in the industry. And I've heard a couple of different things. Extractionists are artists,
Yeah,
feel
for
it.
sure.
and
I
they
feel
have
it.
a very, I think, understandable though. They do some great stuff,
They-
but they also
beautiful.
have they're gonna want a certain amount of money for their product.
That's fair.
So I think
That's
it's
fair.
looking at hardware. We're looking at, we're coming out into more research too. We're getting more extraction
Mm.
methods. Like I've heard people use sound to extract and make.
Really?
Yeah, super cool. There's actually a company here local. It's like High Sierra Hemp, I believe. They make a salve. I think it's High Sierra Hemp. They make a salve, and it is extracted through like somewhere like sonic like waves. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I am looking
That's
into that.
crazy.
And
I've
I've
never heard of that.
Yeah, and it was like coconut,
Yeah.
it's coconut oil and that's it. And it's like green plant matter. Some people see like
Whoa.
also familiar yourself. If you're getting a full plant extract, it is going to be green. It's
gonna be darker,
It's gonna
for
be
sure.
green. It's gonna have color. You love that. You should want that. That's like that's the whole plant right there. Like Papa and Barkley, they make really great products. They have tinctures that are like full plant
We
extract.
just
just
started
got
to
some
see
of
some
that.
of their
Yes.
stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what I love. Okay.
They're gonna
That's
start
why I
coming
love
around here,
Rhyme.
hopefully,
You guys
yeah.
bring us so much diversity of products. I
Absolutely.
feel like, honestly, in some ways, I think you guys are the first. Like, shout out to that, because you guys are the first to always roll out with more new products.
Yeah.
You know, but not just new
The
products.
people there
The good
care
products.
a ton.
I mean,
People there
you know,
literally care so much
You
about
guys
helping
do?
people.
I love,
Yeah.
it's like
that
one of
it's
my
like,
favorite
I love
locations.
it.
couldn't
Yes.
yeah I mean
100%.
I've been in a lot of dispensaries where the vibe in there doesn't feel like people really care that much, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like there's only a few, in my opinion, that I've been to, because I haven't been to them all, you know what I mean, but in
No,
my opinion,
absolutely.
out of the ones I've been to, there's only a handful that when you walk in, you feel like every time you, even with every different person you've seen, you always feel like you're getting someone that gives a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Truly,
saying? Like, they
yes.
actually want to help you when you
Yes.
walk. Like, you sit down and you ask a question, and they, like, know, and if they don't know, they will find out for you.
And they'll
Right.
take the time
Yeah.
to find out.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Yeah, they
And
will figure it out.
So I feel like, I don't know if, and honestly, even if like, okay, so how do I say this? Just because I'm in the industry, and if I'm in there though, what I love is that you guys still treat me like I'm a patient. Like,
For sure.
I get introduced. You know, you show me the product. You take the time. You
Talk
you
about
know,
the terps.
I'm also, you know, I condone this, and I appreciate people being picky about their bud tenders, particularly
For sure.
because I like to look at my product in depth. I want to know what the terpenes are. I'm not just going to get the same strain every single time. I want to know what that batch is looking
hell
like,
no.
you
Yeah,
know,
you kidding
or
me?
what's
Yeah.
going on with it. And I'm also always looking at ingredients on edibles, because they change, right? They
Oh,
change,
yeah,
and then you're
for
like,
sure.
oh, this edible's hitting me differently. Well, guess what? That's the biggest problem we have is consistency, right? Like, so I'm always looking at those items.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, now some places aren't always welcoming to that. They think that just because we're in the industry, they want to, like, you know, hustle us.
Get out.
Out.
That
Like,
was-
no.
yeah, for
like, you know,
sure.
there's still that, like, you know, medical still matters, and I think that
Absolutely.
you offer chairs for your customers.
That
to
is
sit on.
my favorite
That is next
part.
level right there. And your butt tenders have chairs.
Yes. Getting
I'm
it
telling you
done.
what, like, that is what I'm talking about, because
It makes
you
a
know,
difference.
It does. It makes a difference, and this
It
is a place like
does.
where you're supposed to be able. But you guys also, here's another point that's awesome. You still churn the numbers.
For
Wow,
sure.
like what
For
you
sure.
roll
We
out
do
there.
all
is
right.
awesome.
Honestly,
So-
the bud tenders at the Carson City location, honestly, I mean, all together, like as a whole, there is a large percentage of those people are just really good, like, salespeople. Like, they
That
they know
love
how to
cannabis.
read
They
a
just love
person.
cannabis.
You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Very
that's
well.
what it takes,
Because
too.
some people don't want to sit there for half an hour and
Yeah.
talk to either. Some people want to.
No.
They're like, I want this, and I want it now, and I want to get
Know
out
your
of here.
Yeah, and you need to know
And
your
it's-
customer.
yeah,
like,
for sure.
That's like important. You're
And
totally
that's
right.
what I love about our industry in general, is that it's something that you have to swallow your pride in, because the learning curve is so crazy. Because I would not
You
be
have
the
to swallow
bud
it,
tender
yeah.
that I am without all of my coworkers.
No.
Oh,
no.
hell no.
I have
No.
learned
Yeah,
so much
absolutely.
from
Yeah.
every
Yes.
single person
And it's because
I work
everyone
with.
has their own, like, expertise, if you ask me.
Right.
Like,
If I-
everyone
yeah.
knows
Yeah.
their self, and what, like, if you ask me about, like, heavier strains of cannabis, that's probably what I'm going to know most about,
that's
because
what
I
you're
look
about.
for all
Right,
the time,
right.
myself.
So, and then I
Right.
might be somebody, you know, I'm always looking for more of that uplifting. Like, I love
Me
that
too.
head lift happy,
Yep.
you know, I'm looking for that. But I probably will go to him, like, be like, hey, you know, like, I have a manager, like, I would always go to, like, yo, like, I'm like, I know you know these.
Right.
You know these
I
strains.
need a
Exactly,
knockout this time.
yeah.
Hey,
Hook
like,
me up.
what is, like,
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
What's the one? Yeah,
Like,
and
we
that's
all
how
need-
we've
and
learned so much from all of our coworkers and
100%.
everyone
Yeah.
around us.
100%.
That's what I love about this industry, too. Just
'Cause
being
everyone's
all
so
together.
There's
willing
no
to help.
data
Yeah.
collecting in this industry, like well, at least at the bud tending end of it, which I
No.
know you
For
were
sure.
in too.
Yeah,
so
there's
it's
not.
just mixing everyone's ideas and seeing what has and hasn't worked.
Yep.
and so much crazy
That's what's
stuff.
also awesome about what
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah,
That's so
yeah.
rad.
I
I love
love
this
it.
industry.
I
I'm
do
here
too.
for it. I'm for sure.
It's,
I do
you're like
too.
a detective out there.
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
figure out what this person
Yes.
needs when they don't even know what they need. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
You're trying to figure
and
it
it's
out.
also
They
trial
couldn't
and
even tell
error.
you.
Allow from trial and error. You know, trust your bud tender, build that relationship. If it didn't work, don't try cannabis. It is the miracle drug, but it's not a miracle drug. It's not even a drug. I hate saying that, but it's not a miracle thing. You know?
Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
Right.
No, yeah, absolutely. No, but and I agree with you. It kind of is, though.
It is.
You know what
I
I'm saying? It
seriously,
kinda
I know.
is,
It's
yeah.
yes, seriously, it's contributed so much to my lifestyle. It's like
For
seriously,
sure. Yeah,
it's,
absolutely.
It influences my
I
life. for
wouldn't be
You-
the person I am today without it.
Me
If you
neither.
gave me enough time, I could find a way that cannabis could help your life.
Sure. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure,
exactly.
yeah,
100%.
seriously. I
yeah, I agree.
guarantee I could
Promise,
find one
promise,
aspect of your life that it would
I could do it
improve.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, 110%. I agree.
Absolutely. It will help you in some way, shape, or form
Yep.
if you try hard enough.
100%. I agree.
Yep. Well, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
we
being on.
really
Yes.
appreciate you coming out
It was
here.
such a
For sure,
fucking
guys.
wicked
It was great.
episode.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, for
that
sure.
was fun.
Yes, it was fun.
I
liked
really
it.
don't want to end
Also,
it,
I
but
Yeah,
know
for
me
sure,
neither.
yeah.
You know.
But I'm down to come back though.
yeah,
I'm down to come back.
I
and do
think
again,
this will
too.
be a frequent thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
you
down.
can call in literally whenever.
For sure,
Yeah.
yes. I was like, I love talking with you guys, honestly.
Cool.
Yeah,
Dude. Thank you again so much.
for sure.
And you
Anytime.
guys make sure to catch us on YouTube. We'll also be on Spotify and Anchor, and we're hoping to be on a few more.
Hopefully, real soon, be like on Apple Podcasts.
We're
and
hoping
stuff
soon.
Like that,
Yeah, we'll let you
Nice.
guys know. Like, subscribe, comment, let us know. And
Wednesdays, 420.
yes,
Ooh,
Wednesdays, 420.
yes.
Wednesdays.
And thank you again to Lela.
Yeah, for
Shout
sure.
out Srene.
Serene
Thank
for
you.
sure. Yeah.
Shout out to you guys. Honestly, I love people, good people like this. Honestly, listen to the information that they have. Take it for what it is, because it's raw and good.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Sure, you
Have
guys.
a great day.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.